Whoa. Okay, you just stopped the podcast right there.
Can I say it on here?
There I was in the pits with the crew.
It was like Christmas every day at the front doorstep.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I was scared to show my face.
What's an influencer? Today's episode is all about turning social media scrolls into success, and we've got just the person to show us how it's done. Ashely Weller, the powerhouse behind Southern Chic Style on Instagram, is joining me in the Coasting Convertible to share how she built a thriving influencer business, which continued after relocating to the Grand Strand. Whether you have no idea what an influencer is or you're ready to grow your own following, you're definitely going to learn something in this episode. I'm your podcast host and local realtor, Celia. I'm ready. Are you? Let's get our people, place, and pace together. We're coasting. Hey everybody, welcome back. It's another beautiful day. As you can see, this view is just stunning. Wait, what are you doing here again?
Surprise.
What? I thought I changed the code on the convertible.
Which you did, but Aunt B told me where the hidden key was.
Again? Well,
security.
It's a good thing I like you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The South Carolina real estate legend. Good to have you back.
Legend in my own mind. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So, we are enjoying a little less traffic here in the winter months here in the Grand Strand. It's kind of nice. It's made driving a little bit easier. Since, again, you're fairly new to the area, Rob, what are you noticing about traffic, about driving around here?
It's easier to get into the pancake houses now.
It's
a lot easier.
Yes.
The buffets are a lot easier. Now,
Calabash.
31 31 is. I didn't know it was the Autobahn of Myrtle Beach.
Well, you're not supposed to tell anybody, right?
I know y'all had kept that for me like 4 weeks after I moved here. Like, oh, you're still going down that way.
But no, I mean, you've told us before. Actually, you kind of do like the sights of driving down Ocean Boulevard, right?
And most people from Myrtle Beach make fun of me because I was like, it's so great just to ride down and see all the old stuff and the new stuff and everything in between.
Well, and I mean, I think it's because you have to stop like almost every block because there's always the beach goers going, across the street. But there's always something flavorful there to observe. So, and I know you like to do, you're the cruiser guy, right? You don't mind taking your time going down the road.
I'm the one that gets passed with a lot. So, but no, I mean, to me, it's just laid back and it's just like a fun little beach town here.
And hence coasting. It's
and
crazy.
We're coasting.
Yeah, exactly. Well, guess who was passing you? Hi there. That was me. Yeah. So, I have to admit, maybe because I was in Charlotte, and if any of you have driven on 485 around Charlotte, that is, I don't know if it would actually be easier to just drive it blindfolded because you really don't want to see what is happening around you. Okay. So yes, when I'm on the road, which of course as a real estate agent, I'm on the road a lot, and I'm always trying to find that secret shortcut that hopefully nobody else knows about, to get around. But yeah, that Highway 31, I am pedal to the metal on that. And especially, I always like to tell my clients before we get started, I will have to say, all right, we're about to go on Highway 31. I go the speed limit or maybe a little higher. So, but I make sure they have the address and we look it up on Google Maps before we leave. But I like a good, I don't mind driving, honestly. I guess as a real estate agent, I better like it. But yeah.
I'm always in the right-hand lane, far right.
No.
Yeah. I don't venture to the left.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't even know how to spell right. So this, but it reminds me, here we are in February, and there are 2 big things going on in the month of...
There's three.
Oh, okay. There's apparently a surprise one. All right. Well, okay. The first one is, here we are talking about driving, very safely, but swiftly. I'm just saying. Okay, don't you chuckle over there. It is the start of racing in Daytona. Woohoo! Now, I I have to admit, I kind of like motorsports. How about you? Are you a fan?
Oh yeah, but you have a former
Well,
life in that world.
You know, again, one of the things I did in Charlotte, I used to own a PR and marketing company tied to the world of NASCAR. So my clients were the sponsors of the race teams, and that's a whole nother episode right there. But you know, it was a lot of fun, and so. Obviously, Daytona, it's at least a week, if not 2 weeks worth of events. So lots of people from this area will go down there. But the good news is we actually had 2 races this year. They're at Darlington Raceway. Have you ever been there before?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that one's about, what would you say, hour and a half from here? Something like that?
Yeah, that's about an hour. I mean, you know,
Yeah, it's not
I'm gauging Florence, but yeah, probably an hour and a half.
Apparently
Yeah.
you do drive fast. Okay, I digress. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, it's you know, hour or so away. So the area, the Grand Strand area, actually gets a lot of visitors during those. And so the just in case you're wondering if you want to go check it out, because they are kind of fun. Talk about people watching and observing, you know, flavor. Well, that'll be a NASCAR race for you, right?
That is true.
And that would be, there's 2 weekends, March 20th to the 22nd, which is a little chilly, I think, for being in, but I could just be complaining. And the other one is always Labor Day weekend, which is just, hot.
Hot.
Yes, very. Yeah, they don't care though. So yeah, we get a nice boost of visitors here, which is great. And, but you know, the second one I know that's coming up in you know, in just a few weeks, it's Valentine's Day. Hence, you know, hello, the red. You know, okay, it is my fave color, I have to admit. But you know, it's a holiday tied to love and chocolate. Now, come on, it can't get any better than that combo, right?
No.
Good answer. So
Reservations, flowers, and chocolate.
So okay, the chocolate part. Do you have a favorite kind of chocolate that you enjoy?
Anyone that's in like a chocolate martini.
Get out. It has to be of the liquid version. So for me, and I can thank my dad for this one, have you ever heard of dark chocolate almond bark?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is so good. So much better than avocado, just saying.
Oh.
Anybody who watched or listened to the last podcast, I had to put that in there, you know. But so there is actually a store in the Market Common area of Myrtle Beach called the Uncommon Chocolatier. It's right by the theater. I've seen it as I'm walking, but I haven't gone in yet because I think I'm very afraid that I will be a lifetime customer if I start going in there. But do you know of any other stores or any?
No,
Yeah.
I really don't.
I mean, there used to be one in Broadway at the beach. I don't know if it still exists, but I'm going to have to look that up.
I can check with my daughter. She will have a whole
really?
a spreadsheet of where candy and chocolate are located in Myrtle Beach. So she'll know. She'll find out. Well, there'll be a convention here. She'll be
Nice.
in
Aren't
January.
those stores that just made me think about, what is it, like the sugar store or something? The big, I mean, that it's not chocolate, I don't think, but it's that kind of gummy stuff.
It's anything you want with sugar in it.
That is just, yeah, I could not do that. Couldn't. But, you know, there lots of, we had a third one. Sorry.
I grew up, born and raised in Louisiana. Mardi Gras will fall
yes.
on February this year, and it will be a big time down in New Orleans.
Now, do you try to go every year?
I've been for the past 24 years, but I'm not riding this year. I decided not to ride in Endymion, so I will not be riding.
Okay, what does that mean?
It's just I'm a member of a crew that we get to ride on the floats and throw a bunch of kinds of stuff. No chocolate.
So you get in trouble?
No. We're the good crew. We're the great crew. We're the great crew.
So no, I've never been. So this definitely is something that I want to. That's, what do they call that, bucket list? I need to go. So, but that sounds like a very good addition to our list of February highlights. Yeah. So Valentine's Day is coming up. It's falling on a Saturday, so you know everybody is going to be going out to dinner. So we lucked out. Before Aunt B went on her travels, she did another yummy to the tummy segment.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Let me guess. Italian.
And that is correct.
Luigi's?
That is the one. Yeah. So let's listen to that now. Aunt B, you're back.
I'm back.
Which means we've got to talk another segment, Yummy to the Tummy, which everybody is loving, by the way. So we're so glad that you and your hubby go out and try out these different restaurants. And I know the one you are talking about today is a really good one.
Oh, my goodness. This one's been a fave of mine since we moved here.
Oh, wow.
And as a matter of fact, these guys have been around since 1970s.
Really? Where are they? What? I got to hear all this. I got to hear the details.
So everybody loves a good Italian restaurant.
Oh, we got about a bajillion of them around here.
Exactly. And it's a controversial thing. Who likes this one? Who likes that one? But Luigi's is my all-time fave go-to. Bring the company to, date night, whatever you want. Luigi's is my place.
And it's kind of a hidden gem, isn't it?
It is hidden.
Yeah.
Literally. It's on Kings Highway.
Okay.
17 Business.
All right.
And it's on 61st Avenue North. But it's just pushed back just a little bit that you really can't see it from the road unless you know it's there or you're looking for it.
Is it somewhere near a shopping plaza? Am I remembering
It's
that?
across from a Food Lion.
Oh, right,
There's
right.
ice cream place on the
Yes.
corner. But it is just, you really feel like you're in an Italian trattoria when you walk in. They've got murals on the wall and good music playing. They've got a wine room. They've got a garden room. It's really pretty inside, kind of quaint.
And is it? And when you say it has all these different rooms, I didn't even know it was that big to have the.
It's not huge, but it's just like you were walking into a home, like somebody's home, and you've got a room over here and a room over here, and then your main dining area as well.
So you're feeling pretty exclusive when you go to this place because it's feeling a bit quaint.
I do, and when I make a reservation, I always specify where I want to sit.
Oh.
And they're usually good at accommodating you that way.
So that feels very VIP. I like that. I like it
too.
All right, let's talk menu. Tell me some of your faves.
So, well, first they've got a great happy hour.
Oh, okay.
Which is only at the bar area. And that's like, if you don't get there at 4 o'clock on some nights, you're not getting a seat.
Wow.
And they open at 4. And their happy hour, they've got drink specials and half-price appetizers, and Italian appetizers, you can have a dinner on them. And then they also have the coveted early bird special.
Oh, please do tell.
Early birds go from 4 to 6.
Okay.
Portions are a little bit smaller, but just a little bit smaller. And so good and very well priced. They've got nicely priced bottles of wine. My favorite on the menu is their grouper franchise.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
And it's over pasta. And it's just, my mouth is watering. Just thinking about it.
Are you verklempt?
I am. and my husband loves their veal ossobuco, which you really can't find too many places. And it's tender, it's just, meat falls apart, and they serve it either over mashed potatoes, which isn't traditional, or over the nice risotto. And that's the way that he always gets it.
And so when you go there, pretty much you just love these so much, you get the same thing every time?
Most of the time.
Exactly.
I get tempted to change every once in a while, but usually sit down and think about it. And
what do they say? Why tempt fate, right? Just
right.
Go with the winner.
I know what I'm going to get. I know I'm going to love it, you know. But we've had a lot of things on their menu. They make great chicken parm or veal parm or eggplant rollatine. You always get a nice little salad with your meal, right on the side. And Luigi's is my fave.
Now, those entrees sound, pretty amazing. So I don't even know if you get dessert, but if you have, what kind have you gotten?
So I always called it a tartufo because that's what they call it in New Jersey.
Okay.
I think they call it a bomb or a la bomb or something like that. So it's ice cream covered in hard chocolate. And usually in the middle there's a cherry and maybe a little bit of like an almond liquid. and then there's whipped cream and fudge all over the top of
My
it.
gosh.
And if we go with another couple, it's just one of those and 4
Sure,
spoons.
sure. Yes.
But their desserts are really good as well.
Now, did they tell me about atmosphere? Do they have any music? Is there,
There's always a little music going on in the background. Like I said, it just feels like a little slice of Italy.
And is this one where you and your husband know the owner or
Actually, no.
what? This is so on the short list, Aunt B.
We used to know a couple of the servers, but servers in Myrtle Beach, they change
Yes.
so much.
Yes.
Especially with the college years, you get a lot of college kids that do that for a living.
So yeah, we've got that's your next task.
I
Okay,
guess-
so you're gonna have to report back about your meeting with the owner. You're gonna have to,
I'm going to go in and say, I'm Aunt B.
and they're gonna go. We know.
Yeah, so hit Luigi's up. I think you'll love it.
That's great. Thank you. I'm telling you, our listeners are loving these segments because you can tell you're giving your honest opinion. No one is, sponsoring or paying for these blurbs. We're just saying, what's your experience?
They don't even know I'm talking about.
They do now. So, well, I really appreciate it because I know how much you enjoy just trying different things. And I think it really helps people who are either visiting or new to the area go, oh, Aunt B said, and they're trying it out. So thanks again for an excellent segment of Yummy to the Tummy.
You are very welcome.
Okay, Rob, I'm sorry, but guess what? It's time again. I'm kicking you out of the coasting convertible.
Would you slow it down
okay?
this time just a little bit so I can get out?
Oh, yes, you don't have any like road burn or road rash. Exactly. So, but did you hear who's coming? We have this great special guest, Ashely Weller. She's an influencer. So number one, we're going to find out what does that mean? And we're going to find out how she has turned posts into profit. Is that cool or what? I know. So everybody stay tuned after this break and Ashely will be on board.
Moms and dad, and grandparents too, have a little Picasso who needs to create somewhere besides the walls of your home? The Myrtle Beach Art Museum is ready to help. Take advantage of Kids Art Saturday Adventures. These activities are for kids from 5 through 7. The adventure scheduled for February 14th includes creating a Valentine's Day card and learning how to add 3D elements to art. The activity lasts for an hour and a half and is $15 for non-members and free to members. Sign up via the museum website at www.myrtlebeachartmuseum.org.
Welcome back, everybody, to Coasting Podcast, where everyone is finding their people, place, and pace. And before the break, I mentioned that, I was a part of the NASCAR industry way back when, and I used to own a business called Grandstand Communications. I had it for 13 years, and I did PR for the race teams as well as corporate hospitality events for my clients. And so this is why this topic we're going to cover today is so fascinating to me, because when I did PR for the race teams, one of the things that I was responsible for doing was that during the race itself, there I was in the pits with the crew, had my headset on so I could hear the radio communication. And let's just say, a tire was going down, okay? So it was my job as the PR person to run down pit road to see wherever the nearest live TV crew or radio crew. And on little pieces of paper, I would have to write number 36, tire going down, and show it to them in hopes that they would, it was like I was pitching the story in hopes that they would be like, yep, that's worthy of TV. And then they would run to our pit area to cover the pit stop of changing the tire. That was the equivalent of a 20 to 30 second commercial spot, because there's your logos of the car. So no matter whether it was good news or bad news about your performance, you were still in, and so the clients would love it, right? So this is why I find this so fascinating, and I'm so excited, Ashely Weller, to have you on. You're an influencer. You are living here in our area. And you are doing a phenomenal job of taking what I'll call the new and modern version of PR,
right,
and turning it into a very successful business. So welcome. We are thrilled you're here.
Thank you so much.
We can't wait to dive in because we feel like there's a lot to learn here.
Right.
But we got to start with the basics. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What's an influencer?
I would say an influencer is someone that works with a business to bring in more customers for them, to get their name out there, to kind of advertise, as you would say, for them, and to influence other people towards their business, whether it's a small local mom and pop restaurant or whether it's, a national chain. Mm-hmm. So it could be small or big, but we're just out there, working hard for, the business.
And I think about, again, parlaying that back really quickly to the part of NASCAR. Could you imagine being in the pits during the race? And now you've got social media, which literally you could be going, oh my gosh, which is what you're doing. You're real time, you're right now. And people are thinking, I am getting the latest information about a product.
Correct.
Or, I just think that's so cool.
Yeah.
But also a lot of pressure too,
It is a lot of pressure.
So, you have you started this you shared with me earlier from Texas, and you made the journey here to Myrtle Beach. So what brought you to Myrtle Beach?
Myrtle Beach is always a place on the East Coast where my husband and I both wanted to live. Mm-hmm. Even though we lived like all of our lives in Texas, we always wanted to go towards a smaller town on the coast. We both love the beach. We love the, slowing down, because Dallas is so fast and, it's always moving. And we just wanted something totally opposite of that. Mm-hmm. And I retired from teaching there 2 years ago. And then my husband, his position in his company opened up on the East Coast. And so we thought, let's go.
That sounds wonderful. So you've been here about 2 years.
Yes.
Okay. And so I believe you make the Pawleys Island area home base. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
So I don't know I'm sure you've seen the other episodes and it's obligatory. Any guest who comes on, I have to ask them, have you seen an alligator and were you in fear for your life?
I have seen alligators.
Oh, no.
In Huntington Beach Park, we saw several.
Okay,
multiple.
the park. All right, you actually paid admission to go see the alligator. Okay,
yes,
good.
yes.
All right, good. Okay.
We saw one in our neighborhood.
That's bad.
And like some beds in front of a house or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't scared.
Good answer.
Yeah.
All right. Phew. Okay. So now when you said, part of this was move was because of your husband's work, but you had already started doing the social media influencer role when you were in Texas.
Yes.
Was it hard to transition that business? Did you already know all along that's what your plan was?
Well, luckily I called myself Southern Chic Style, so it transitioned very well.
Good. Oh, that was perfect.
I had done it in Dallas for 10 years. Mm-hmm. And so then I was nervous coming to Myrtle Beach because coming to a new place, you never know.
Right.
Are people going to appreciate, a new person just coming in?
Yeah.
Do they want their viewpoint? Mm-hmm. Or did they want to stick with the same, people that have been here? Mm-hmm. So you just don't know. And I'm a little bit older than the typical influencer. So that always plays a part too.
Sure. I mean, so from the standpoint of, going back to you just, all the things you have to do both business and personally to start this new life here in the Grand Strand area. A lot of my clients, they ask the question, we're worried because we are later in life. How do we make friends? So Tell me, was that hard? Tell me how you've done that.
That terrified me.
Okay.
Because, all of my very best friends were in Texas. We lived just north of Dallas. And we didn't know anyone coming here, like no one. Mm-hmm. And so luckily we moved into a great neighborhood and our neighbors were amazing and they embraced us right away. Good. And I also met a really great group of Myrtle Beach influencers.
Really?
And they really helped me, come out of my comfort zone and welcomed me with arms wide open. And that wasn't always found in Dallas.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm so thrilled to hear that is the experience that you're receiving, because I think that all of us have just realized that there are so many of us who have done the same thing that it's pretty easy that now when you meet someone, it's like, well, where'd you move from?
Right.
Because that's usually part of their story.
Right.
Well, I love that. Now, in terms of, just to give everybody an idea, when you go on your Instagram page, which is Southern Chic Style, you have 45,000 followers. How?
It has not been easy. I mean, and I wish it would grow much faster. I'm like, everybody that's an influencer always wants to grow, much faster than it does. It's super slow, especially with all of the algorithms that are going on, and they change it every month.
Yes.
And you just never know what they're looking for. It's kind of a game you have to play. So that it's a little bit frustrating. 45,000 took me 12 years.
Oh, wow.
Of hard work. I mean, it wasn't just, and there are influencers out there that have like 100,000 plus, but, and there are companies that want to build your social media following, but you kind of have to be careful because you don't know who you can trust and not trust. So that's a whole nother thing.
Right. So, from the standpoint of, so if you've been doing this for 12 years, you've been here in our area for 2. So you started this work pretty early on in the whole concept of social media influencer.
Right.
And so, basically, how did you first realize, or what did you see maybe that made you think, oh, this is something I could definitely get behind and do this?
It was an accident. Like it totally, it was nothing that I ever thought, oh, like I want to be on Instagram, or I want to be an influencer. It was, in fact, when I first started, Instagram had just come out and no one really knew what it was. No one, I didn't know what a hashtag was. I didn't know, about tagging different businesses and people and things like that. I had no idea. And so I just kind of started posting my own things, like my kids going to homecoming and, things I had designed around the house and things like that. And it just started growing from there. I mean, when I first started posting, I would only post from the neck down. Like I was scared to show my face because like most of the influencers were in their 20s and I was in my 40s.
Oh.
And so I was like, I'm not going to show my face because if I'm too old, they'll not follow me.
And now you're totally showing you're a complete badass. Excuse my language, but come on now. I mean, girl power. It's awesome.
And that helped because one of the Dallas influencers said, look, you need to show yourself. People can relate better if they just see you. And so I said, no one's going to want to follow a 40-year-old. And so, and I started and they did. And that's when businesses really started reaching out and, sending things to the house. And like my husband always said, like it was like Christmas every day at the front doorstep. It was amazing. It was so fun. And I thought, well, maybe I can do this.
So I want to hear more about this. So, let's talk about how you get business. Are you proactively, now that you're in a new market, are you proactively pursuing business or is it still showing up at your doorstep?
So it has changed a lot.
Okay.
In the beginning, I think with any influencer, until they get to a certain amount of followers, which is usually around the 10,000, 12,000 mark. So I've, experienced, you reach out to everyone and anyone.
Okay.
And a lot of, when I first began, like I didn't take very many paid. I mean, wasn't offered very many paid opportunities. It was all product and, come eat for free and, do a video or whatever. And I was like, yeah, heck yeah, I'm eating for free. So it started out like that. And, I would, and for every 10 people that you talk to and you say, tell them what you can do for them, you'll probably hear back from about 2 or 3. So, I mean, but that's okay. If you hear back from anyone, it's good.
Right.
And so now, though, I can be picky and I only do paid collaborations, which took a lot for me to realize my value.
Right.
Because not everybody values influencers. And so it's kind of like, well, this is my job. Like I have to value myself or no one else will. And so I don't reach out to very many people now. It's just kind of, they either DM me through my Instagram, which is direct message, or they'll email me because my email is on there. And they'll just reach out and kind of like, but it's a give and take too. You email back and forth and it's kind of like, well, I won't do it. You kind of bargain and the whole thing.
So 2 questions, one, as best you want to talk about what kind of income can you generate over the course of a year? And then also from the standpoint of clients, are you working with them? Is it like an annual contract? Is it just for a particular promotion they want to add your, additional level of promotion in it? Talk a little bit about that.
So every single company basically that I've worked with is completely different.
Okay.
Some will have contracts, some will just, do a verbal agreement. Some will, when you tell them how much you want for one reel, they'll say no thanks, and then some that understand the value will say, okay, that would be great. And then some come to you and say, I want to pay you this much, for doing a reel and a story and things like that. And then you're like, yeah, that sounds great. And there's no negotiation. So you can earn, I would say in a year, last year was probably my best year, but I feel like I'm still not earning what I'm, valuable, I'm not earning.
How about give us a range?
I know. I would say in a year you can earn $30,000 to $70,000 easy.
Okay, I'll be right back. That's awesome. That's really fantastic.
It is.
I love that. So we're going to take a break here.
Okay.
When we get back, I want to get a few examples of those clients and just kind of tell me what exactly you do and maybe the result you got from your post that you did for them.
Okay.
And then I also want to talk a little bit more about, you're our coasting people, you're our demographic, right? So we want to understand, how has it been for you to be, when you come into that group of influencers, you are over 50, and how does that feel, and has that positives and negatives? So we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Okay.
The Collectors event is returning as a live and on-location event, and we could not be more excited to celebrate with our collectors and artists once again. After 4 years of connecting virtually and over Zoom, 2026 makes the long-awaited return to an in-person event. The location is the beautiful William H. Miller Studios and Fine Art Gallery located at 702 8th Avenue North in the Arts and Innovation District of downtown Myrtle Beach. Explore an exceptional collection of fine art available for viewing from February 17th through March 8th, 2026. Then join us for the main event, March 8th, 2026 at the gallery. We look forward to welcoming you back for a special celebration of art, creativity, and community. Tickets are $250 and are available to purchase by calling 843-238-2510 or online at www.myrtlebeachartmuseum.org.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are here with Ashely Weller. I am so loving this conversation. This is so interesting. I literally was just talking about how I was looking at your Instagram and saw I think it was a reel that you did for a local restaurant here, NHOP.
Right.
And oh my gosh, I mean, the people, the pancakes, the extra stuff. Oh my gosh. Tell me how that all came about.
They reached out to me through my Instagram, and it's so nice because they really want me to come out anytime I possibly can. So I really utilize when a guest visits to take them there because it's so amazing. It's so extra. Everything. I took my daughter and her boyfriend, and I said, get ready. Like, the table's going to be full. That's why they sit us at this big table, and there's only 3 of us. And so they came out. I mean, I think we had, crab cakes Benedict, and we had a crab omelet, and we had red velvet waffles, and we had Nutella pancakes. I mean, there were probably 8 or 9 plates, along with like 3 or 4 alcoholic drinks that were about this size.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they do a glass purse, and they hang teddy bears on everything, and it's just over the top, but it's so fun.
Now, okay, you said you get some family. So if there are any other, whether it's that client or different ones, do you, hire extras? Do you usually utilize people and what if they don't act the way you need them to for your promotion? So
my biggest thing is to stay authentic and be yourself in a natural environment. And so I never think like, oh, they're going to act weird or, whatever. They're going to say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I usually ask either family or friends, and they're always excited to go because it's always, a treat. So yeah, it's fun. And I'm never nervous about how they'll act.
And I just love that you already have a pancake restaurant as a client.
How can you not?
I mean, right. So the next question has to be, do you have an Italian restaurant as a client? And if not, we are going to get you one really quickly.
I don't.
What?
In fact, in the last 2 years that I've lived here, I have not eaten Italian food.
Whoa. Okay, you just stopped the podcast right there.
I know.
We're going to have to take, let's just say Aunt B is going to grab you.
Okay.
she is definitely going to take you to one of her many favorite Italian restaurants.
I'm excited.
Now, do you have any other local clients as opposed to, we'll call it a national level client?
Yes, I have. I've worked with surprisingly quite a few in the last 2 years. I've worked with Kingston Resorts. I've worked with Market Commons. I've worked with Broadway on the Beach. I've worked with Barefoot Landing. A lot of them are bigger places that have many different stores, or restaurants, and so they kind of send you to several different places. The Tanger outlets. I've worked with some small businesses. I've worked with a local artist here to promote her Christmas ornaments during the Christmas season. So I love working with, big chain restaurants and also smaller people that are trying to get their name out.
Now, have I seen a few reels of you on a boat, and is that personal or is that a client having you go on a boat?
They are clients.
Oh, darn. That's really rough there, my friend. That's hard.
In fact, one of the most fun ones was we went to Georgetown and we stayed on a tugboat.
Get out.
It was really crazy.
Can we be buddies?
Right? I'll bring you next time.
That's so neat. I wanted to talk about just, again, utilizing it as an example, Kingston Resort.
Right.
It has been here forever for those people who have visited. And I even shared a story with you that the first time I ever went to Myrtle Beach or came to this area, it was a conference that was for my dad's industry. And so it was the summertime. You bring the wife and kids along. Right. And I just remember it was just so awesome because that was probably the first time I saw palm trees or palmettos. And then we came into the lobby and they were playing steel drums and I thought I was in heaven. I thought that was the coolest noise.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome. And so, did they contact you and just tell me, how does that conversation go? Do they have specific things they have in mind, or do you get to present what you think would be a good promotion via your Instagram page?
I think a lot of the Myrtle Beach businesses that have been around for a while like to revamp what they do. Okay. And so when Kingston Resorts first reached out, it was for their hotels, and they were starting a new Easter brunch, and they wanted to, and they had done some remodeling. So they wanted to get that out there.
Okay.
So then I've worked with them again just recently during Christmas, where they did a Grinch bedroom.
Oh, awesome.
And that the families could rent out, and stay there. They have some amazing things going on. And so they kind of approached and said, this is what we're doing. This is what we want you to focus on. This is what we're looking for. And then we kind of negotiate, and then we go from there.
And so the companies that are utilizing, from the standpoint of, do they share with you why it's important to them that you be a part of their overall promotion?
I don't know if they share with me. I ask though, and I say, how did you find me, for one? And number two, why am I important to be there? And they basically, I think advertising and marketing is really moving. I mean, it has, but I think it's moving more even so towards Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. I think it's more affordable for the businesses, and I think it reaches more of a local, people, an audience.
Right. And the buzzword that's used, organic, right?
Right.
And so in real estate, I guess the similarity would be, I can talk about, the services I offer, et cetera, but a lot of people will place greater weight on the Google review, right?
Right.
Or the referral from a neighbor who used. So I feel like that's what these companies are also saying, is that, we could do the commercials and the ads and et cetera, but if we have you do it, it is received very differently.
Right. And I think also realtors are really moving into the whole Instagram and hiring influencers. In Dallas, I worked with a lot of realtors. So I would go out to the homes and show them, and I would even post about it and say, look at this amazing home, all the amenities they have, as well as like, home rentals. I worked with Bask Away stays.
I was going to ask you about them.
I loved it.
They're the best. Tell us about that.
It was awesome. It was a huge house, and most of their houses are big. So I got to invite all of my new neighborhood friends, couples, and we went and stayed. And it was on the ocean side of Myrtle's Inlet. And it was just nice because they said, we have some houses that we want you to promote. And so it was just great for me, and it was great for them because they, I think some of them I had like over 100,000 views, and so it gets their name out. It makes them stand out above the other home rental places.
And when she's talking about, if you haven't seen Bask Away, I encourage you, just out of curiosity, go to their Instagram as well and look at the videos, because they are a luxury property management company. And so some of these homes that you're talking about can easily be anywhere from 10 plus bedrooms.
Oh, it's like
in
19.
One stretch. Yeah. And so the experience is, they think of literally everything.
Yes.
It's just, so that had to have been fun.
Yeah. We hired a local hibachi guy to come out, Gringo Ninja.
Yes, he's awesome.
Yeah, and he came out and he did a low country boil, and we ate outside, and
oh my
it
gosh,
was perfect.
Oh, that sounds great. So all of these, it's just really, there's just so many, ways to be creative about how to promote them. And so, here you are in the midst of, Myrtle Beach does have other local influencers. And like you said, you're coming into this circle or this industry, and, let's just say you don't look like the others. Remember,
right.
That used to be
true.
that story. So how does that feel? Are there positives to being the one that is in a different age demographic? Is it good? Is it bad? Tell us about what you faced.
It's taken me a lot of time to really get used to it, because especially in Dallas, the market was saturated with 20-year-olds. And so I would go and you'd show up at events and I'd be the mom, And so when I came to Myrtle Beach, it was kind of the same way. There are a few older influencers here, but most of them are still in their 20s. I find the advantage to it being life experience, number one, having done it longer, and people my age can afford what I'm marketing. So it's, I get a lot of followers that are like, I follow you because I see what you're doing. I know where I'm going to go to eat. I know where I can rent a house. I know all these different things. And I'm very authentic. I will tell you, I won't post about it if it wasn't a good experience or if it wasn't a good product. And I'll tell the company, I'm saying, I can't do this. It didn't go well.
Yeah.
So my followers know that they can trust what I have to say, and I'm not just doing it for money.
So that brings up an interesting question. So maybe, you've been asked to do something, you go check it out, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
So how does that conversation go? Do they attempt to improve or fix what you did not like, or do you just part ways?
I honestly part ways.
Okay.
Because I figure if it's not a good experience the first time, when they know that I'm coming and they know I'm going to take pictures and they know I'm going to talk about it, I don't want them to try so hard the second time just because of who I am.
Right.
Because that's not the experience that the normal person's going to get.
That makes total sense.
And I can't do it.
Right.
And I've gotten odd product requests
Are you going to tell us at least one of them?
Can I say it on here?
You can say it, and then if we decide it needs to be edited, we can.
I mean, I've gotten sex toy people reaching out.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, that doesn't fit my brand. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't do that.
Here's a lovely 20-bedroom house, and here's, something you better make sure the kids aren't looking at your phone right now.
I know. I'm just like, I don't know. And I don't do bras. I don't do,
So, yeah.
That's for my husband, not for my followers.
Right. How did you find out when you made the move to Myrtle Beach that your following was starting to become more of South Carolina and the Grand Strand than Texas?
I'm very, I respond to every single comment that people comment on my videos. Great. I want them to feel like they know me. And I think that's a huge thing. Anytime someone leaves a comment, then that's so important that they like and leave a comment. Even if it's just, hey, or whatever, I comment back every single time. And so I know who's new following me. I can see like the names like, Hammock Coast or, South Carolina or whatever. So I notice things like that.
It must feel good to see that it's working here as well.
It does. It feels great. And I love it here. I love the laid back vibe and the friendly people here, and it is
indeed coasting, isn't it?
It is.
It's really nice.
I'm coasting in.
Now, so many things, in terms of social media influencer, there are people out there who are going, I could do that.
Yes.
That is, I could do that.
Yes.
All I got to do is take a picture when I go to the grocery store, and I'm an influencer. Get this asparagus. Have a nice day, right?
Right.
So can you, please enlighten us as to what are the skills? What does it really take time wise? You name it. Just tell me, how hard is it?
I think that is the biggest stumbling block for companies who are starting to get into social media is that they don't realize the time that's put into it. I mean, you not only have to go where they are. So, I mean, it could be an hour away. You go where you are, you spend time, just say a restaurant, you're photographing their food, you're making videos, you are, photographing the restaurant and the vibe, and you're trying to get it in its natural, state. And then you come home and you have to edit everything. Like I edit the lighting and I edit the, the coloring and, to make it look as good as possible. And then you have to do voiceovers on top of that. And that is my worst problem. I have to do things a million times to get it exactly the way I want it. I'm a slight perfectionist. And so, it takes me hours to like voice over and edit a video and put it together.
And the key part in that element, I think, is brevity, which my producer is probably laughing right now because everything in the world of social media really needs to be a minute or under.
Yes.
Would you say? Okay.
Oh yeah. And that's my biggest problem is I talk too much. And so in my videos,
girlfriend,
right? My videos, I will have to cut down from like 4 minutes to like a minute and a half.
Yes.
And so that's super hard.
Yes.
Because I want to tell everybody everything about it.
Exactly.
But they don't want to hear all that.
I know. So. Right. And in order to keep your followers, you're absolutely right. You've got to just keep it where, because we learn, data tells us just how fast it is before somebody goes and moves right along. So yeah, I can only imagine.
Yes.
So, all right. So before we go, any inside scoop on one that's coming up that we should be looking out for that you want to just give us a little, yeah.
Okay. So, I am working with a PR company here, which I have loved, and TK. And so, I might be doing going to a different state and flip-flopping with that person, and she's coming to Myrtle Beach.
Oh, how fun is that?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that idea.
I'm really excited about that.
Yes. Again, the level of creativity, really, the sky's the limit.
Right. So, and I need that in my life.
Right.
I love being creative.
Well, good. Well, I am so glad that you joined us today. I've had a blast. I have learned so much. I hope everybody here has as well. And, definitely make a point, if you aren't already, get those phones out right now.
Please.
Go go and to Instagram and search Southern Chic Style.
Yes.
All together, right?
Yes, all together.
Yeah. And so you're going to see these great posts and all these different things that you're promoting. And again, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So, wow, another end of an episode. They just move so fast, people. I'm so glad that you are both watching and listening. Do me a favor, go ahead and subscribe. It's the best way. We crank these episodes out about 2 a month. So you want to get notified about when they are going to, come, and so you can be one of the first to see it. If you have friends that are thinking about moving to the area, do me a favor, send them a link of the, YouTube of the episode so that they can start listening as well. And as always, if you've got suggestions on topics or any questions, you can either call 843-321-9646 or go ahead and email me coastingpodcastsc@gmail.com. And I don't think that I'm going to let you forget, I'm a real estate agent. So if you have any questions about real estate in our area, if you're thinking about buying or selling, I hope you'll give me a call. Thanks so much for watching, and keep it coasting.
The executive producer of Coasting Podcast is Celia Klein. Producer is Michael Lehman of Frameway Visuals. The opinions expressed herein are solely those of Celia, Rob, the voiceover guy, and any special guests. Good news. Agree or disagree? We have that liberty. Special thanks to Ashely Weller, Natalie Von Lowenfeld, and Holly Hobby. Celia is a licensed realtor in both South and North Carolina. For assistance in either buying or selling real estate, please call 843-321-9646. The Coasting Podcast can be found wherever you currently enjoy other favorite podcasts. Please send all comments and questions to coastingpodcastsc@gmail.com. And we thank you for listening.